Hello, thanks for joining us. This is Platform. I'm Ruth Aguela. Public relations is rapidly growing and plays a crucial role in establishing and maintaining mutual understanding between organizations and the public. Public relations is also pivotal in nation building, fostering communication, build trust, promote national identity, shapes public opinion, and contribute to social cohesion and national integration. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations was established in 1963. The body attained the status of a chartered institute in June 1990 through Decree number 16, which is now an act, cited as Cap 114 Laws of the Federation of Nigerian Laws, from which it derives the power and responsibility to register members, set parameters of knowledge, to acquire, to qualify, to practice, regulate, and of course, development of the PR profession, as well as monitor professional conduct through an established code of ethics, amongst others. Now, annually, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations holds its annual Public Relations Week. That is the general meeting, which brings together different PR professionals from across the country, and one is on the pipeline about to hold. But what will be on the banner is the question, especially as the quest for nation building and is very critical when we're talking national cohesion. On Platform, we'll put our spotlight on public relations and nation building. And our guest is Dr. Peter Oyene. He's a fellow of the NIPR and also chairman Conference of Public Relations Professionals in Tertiary Institutions. Thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Oyene.
Yeah, thank you, Ruth.
It's good to have you here. Yeah. And just before we bring in our panelists, as a tradition on Platform, of course, you know, we want you to know more about our guest by reading out his profile. Dr. Peter Oyene is a PR consultant, professional, public speaker, training consultant, and an author, with about 40 years of work experience, which covers teaching, training, and practice of communication, public relations, and management. His academic and professional qualifications include communications, marketing, and public administration. He holds a Master of Science degree in public relations and a PhD in biblical studies. He also has a certification from the prestigious London Chamber of Commerce and Industry in public relations, advertising, and also marketing. Now, he joined the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. That was 36 years ago, quite some time, and has some awards to his credit, like the Diamond Award for Excellence in Professional Service and the NIPR Presidential Award for Excellence. Dr. Oyene is a fellow of NIPR, I told you that earlier, and has served as a member of the Governing Council and also National Training Coordinator of the Institute. He's part of several bodies: member Academic Board, Nigeria Police Public Relations School, Abuja, member NIPR Education Advisory Board, resource person, NIPR Headquarters and NIPR FCT Chapter, member Governing Council Institute for Promotion and Maintenance Culture, among others. I told you earlier he's an author. Well, he has 12 books to his credit. Well done, Dr. Oyene.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, Ayo Deji Makinde is our panelist today. Ayo, you're becoming a professional PR.
Thank you so much, Ruth, for having me around again.
You're welcome. All right, Dr. Oyene, before we delve into the conference, which we know, the annual general meeting, which we know is, the nexus for a conversation, let's get a grasp of when we're talking PR, what exactly are we talking about, especially for the benefit of those who just feel PR is just, it's just PR now. So you break it down.
All right. Yeah, actually, it's always a privilege to talk to people about what public relations is, because a lot of people do not understand what public relations is. So when we have this privilege, we take it very seriously. So talking about public relations, the simplest way to say it is that public relations, as the name suggests, is to relate with the public, how we relate with the public. Now, for everyday living, for every man out there, Some people will look at human relations, how I relate with my colleagues in their office, with my neighbors, with people around me. That is human relations. But now when we talk about the public relations, we are taking it to another level. How an organization relates with the members of the public. In a public relation, we don't like talking about general public. We rather talk about breaking the general public or grouping them. So we come to talk about sub-publics. If you check the dictionary, you may not see publics, but it's our professional jargon. We also talk about the stakeholders. So if we take a university, for example, when I say who are the people this university should be relating with, you're going to have students, you're going to have lecturers, we're going to have the non-teaching staff, you're going to have members of the community living around the university, you will have the government agencies that are interested in what the university does. So you have NUC, you have NYC, you will have a Ministry of Education, we can go on and on, scholarship boards here and there. Okay, so these are the different groups of people the university will be relating with. So as the university talks to these people, as the university relates with these people, the university is doing public relations. So every organization that does not want to be confused, what you are doing, you don't want people to confuse you with another thing. You want people to really understand what you're doing. Then you need the services of a public relations person, because that person will be explaining who you are, what you do, your mission, your vision to the members of the public. Because if that is not done, then it means there is a gap in communication. And in fact, there won't be a gap in communication because people will feel it. They will feel it with what they like. So public relations gives you the opportunity to explain who you are. What are you doing? What's NTA? What's the mission? What's the mandate of NTA? So you also have a corporate affairs department. So that department explains what NTA stands for. So every organization needs public relations. And I must tell you that it's not just, let me say, commercial organization, even non-commercial organization. In fact, the moment you have an outfit, there is a need for people to understand why you are there and what you are doing. And that is PR. Even religious bodies, they've got to explain what they're doing to the members of the public. Because if you are not explaining yourself, you're going to cause a confusion. So we say, if you don't employ PR, if you are not using PR, you are it's at your own peril. Okay, so if you really want to be understood, if you want to be recognized, if you want to be reckoned with, you want people to reckon with you, there is a need for you to use PR. You must be explaining to people what you are doing and why you are doing it.
Okay.
Let me add to it. Sometimes, even when you use PR, there may be a problem between you and a member of the public or a group in the public. You also need PR to explain your own side of the story. See, everybody can talk, but some people have been trained to talk well, to explain things well. So that is what we do in PR. Because if you talk, if you explain, if you communicate with the people, they will understand you. If they understand you, there will be goodwill. But if they do not understand you, then there will be ill will.
It's interesting to really know some of these, should we call it a foundational definition of what PR should be. But Doctor, it's one thing to understand what PR is all about and make people do it. It's another thing for the people out there to want to do it. Now, that's why I think that I find some level of disconnect. Now, how do we get to a junction where things work together, where people understand that PR is necessary to achieve organizational or institutional goals, and then mandates them to do it the professional way?
Talking about advocacy there.
Okay. Yeah, this is it. The NIPRS, we have made it our own mandate. It's part of our mandate. We also go out to advocate, to tell people, you need to use public relations. Because if you don't use public relations, you are causing a problem for yourself. People will not understand what you are doing. There is a need to explain what you are doing. Let me take it down. If you are married, and in the morning you just carry your box, And your wife says, what's happening? You say, I'm traveling. To where? To Lagos. You live in Abuja. You're traveling to Lagos today? Say, yes. But you didn't tell me before. Say, I'm just telling you now. There will be a problem.
That's true.
All the man needs to do is that by a week ago or 2 weeks ago, he should have told the wife, oh, in my office we're having a training in Lagos, so I'll be traveling so time.
That is communication.
That is communication. That is relationship. That is public relations. So public relation is about explanation, continuous explanation. You don't even say, I said it last week. Now, no, you've got to say it again. So we always say, one of the very popular definitions of public relations says, it is a planned and sustained communication effort. Planned
and sustained
communication effort to establish and maintain mutual understanding, cordial relationship between the organization and its groups of people, between the organization and its stakeholders. Just explain yourself. If you are not going to be in the office tomorrow for one challenge or the other one, and the thing happened today at 7 p.m., you call your boss today. It's not that when your boss calls you around 9, say, where is Sojina? Call him. Then I'll call you, say, sir, I was about calling you. Is a lie. You did not plan to call him. So, see, PR is not just about, it's not even just for organization, even individuals. The way we talk to people, the way we relate with people, the way we understand issues with people, it's part of public relations.
You know, Dr. Oyene, you make it sound like someone listening now, for some persons, may just think, okay, since it's just about effective communication, which is what you're trying to say, I am a PR. What does it really take to be a certified PR? Because you can't just wake up and say, since I'm good in communications, some people are good orators. You know that. So they term themselves as PR professionals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Like I said, everybody communicates. They don't have a choice about it. You've got to communicate. No choice. You must communicate. But there is a choice this way. You either communicate effectively or less effectively. So in public relations, it's a responsibility to train our members to communicate effectively. And in order to do that, you have to go through some training. We have years of training. We have a code of ethics and the rest of them. So now, let's look at it. In our own country, if you want to be a public relations professional, what do you need? Our law, the Act of Parliament of 1990, Act of Parliament number 16 of 1990 says you must have a first degree or HND in mass communication or public relations. Number 2, you may have the NIPR Professional Diploma in Public Relations. Number 3, there is a Communication, Advertising and Marketing Communication Program in the UK. You can have that. It is acceptable here as well. Then you may have a master's in public relations or mass communication. Then there are also other qualifications approved by the Council of NIPR. If you are one of these, you become a public relations person in Nigeria. In fact, let me also tell you, the law that established NIPR does not allow anyone who is not certified by NIPR, who is not a member of NIPR, to practice PR in Nigeria. If you practice PR in Nigeria and you are caught, you can go to jail. Your employer can be prosecuted. You also can be prosecuted. And you go to jail 2 years, or you pay a fine, or the two. So this is it's like warning people out there, because it's possible that some people are practicing PR somewhere. They say nobody knows. If you are caught, you are in soup. Okay? And it's not a difficult thing. In fact, for those who read other courses, you read English, you read maybe post-science
people
or
like
whatever.
us.
People like you,
Like
Ruth and Ayo.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. If you did not read mass communication or public relations, but you are interested, there is the professional examination. That examination takes place twice in a year. We have the June series, then we have the November series. You write the exam, and if you pass your papers, you will be inducted and you become a member of the institute.
Terry News, we are certified members. All right, Ayo.
But Doctor, I'm getting to understand better now some internal operations of NIPR and what it takes.
Okay.
I dare say it, that there's so many organizations, constituted bodies in the country today, where they have spokespersons or public relations officers who I know are not members of NIPR.
Okay.
Now, what efforts are you doing to go beyond these renowned organizations, which surely most people think, oh, they are the faces?
Okay.
Because sometimes this inability, or well, let me not use the word inability, the time frame of not being able to reach out to them has made some of them grow to feel they can actually talk when a certified PR person is talking. Thus, they mislead the public from their own space where they're operating.
Okay, thank you very much, Ayo. Sometimes last year, we had a long period of advocacy. Okay, our president, vice president, other members of council, then the chairman, we have chairmen in 36 states of the federation, we have chapters in every state. So they went around organization, paying courtesy call, we talked on radio, on television, on our social media handles, we're telling people it was advocacy time. Now, it is implementation of the law. If we find anybody who is not a member, the law will take its course. And we have a committee that is in charge of that, okay, which is even led by a retired Major General, okay. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that, except we do not know,
okay.
And let me do this. I'm talking to people out there, chief executive, MDs, DGs, and what have you. Call your head of PR, call other public, it's not only the head of public relations, everybody who practices PR. In fact, the law says if you do anything that suggests you are in PR, okay, because some people say, okay, I will not use the title public relations director, so let me use
corporate communications.
If you use anything that has to do with PR, that has to do with communication, that has to do with talking to people, okay, that is PR. That is what the law says, okay. So DGs, CEOs and whatever, HR people as well, find out, ask your people, let's see your membership certificate. If they don't have it, they are caught in trouble. And the trouble can consume you as well. Because the law says the employers and the employees, it's not about the PR man, sorry, is he the impostor now, okay, it's the impostor. It's not just him. Even the person who employed him can be prosecuted.
Because it has to do with an image setting. So,
and let me quickly add this.
Okay.
Why this thing is very, very important is this. If a building is erected wrongly and it collapses, if there are 40 people in the building, about 5 people may die, some people may get injured, it ends there. If a car is not properly fixed by the mechanical engineer, the car may be involved in an accident. Maybe there are 4 people in the car. 1 person may die, or some other people may be injured. But when we make a communication mistake, error, it can lead to a war. If you employ somebody who is not trained, and he says what he should not say, or he writes what he should not write, the thing can lead to a war. And when a war takes place, thousands of people may die. We've read about wars that millions of people even died. So communication is a very sensitive issue. It's not just anybody who can handle it.
Okay, so which brings me to the nexus we're talking about here, the annual PR week that is coming up. There's a lot of PR professionals that will be part of this conference, the annual meeting. And I'm made to understand that as an annual meeting, this is not something you're just starting new. You must have had the kind of impact. So you want to share with us the impact this annual meeting has had on the populace and also the challenges you're contending with that will be brought to the banner.
Okay, thank you very much, Ruth. The NIPR program we're looking at coming up from 19th of May to 24th, okay? The name is Nigeria Public Relations Week. We had the inaugural one last year. The first one took place last year, so the second one is taking place this year in Uyo. Last year we were in Abuja. This year we'll be in Uyo. Now, let me quickly say this. It's not just that we are meeting the second time, okay, that's the second time. It's because we just rebranded the meeting. It used to be called the Annual General Meeting. Like I said, I joined the NIPR in 1989, March 1989. That's about 36 years ago. Okay, just 36 years last month. Okay, and I've attended several AGMs. AGMs have taken me to different parts of the country because we moved from one state to the other, and the rest of them. But it was last year we rebranded it, and it is now called Nigeria Public Relations Week. So that's why we're going to Uyo. And at that program, we're going to have, it's the AGM. We're going to have our national conference where a lot of papers will be presented. Then we're also going to have our election, because every 2 years, okay, we organize an election. So we elect people into the council of NIPR. It's a 22-member council. 17 people will be elected, and will become members of the council, while the federal government of Nigeria, through the Ministry of Information and National Orientation, will appoint 5 other people to join the 17 to make it 22-member council. Now, in Uyo, we'll be discussing about solid minerals in Nigeria, what public relations can do.
So that's the theme for
Yes,
this year.
yes.
Okay.
What we can use public relations, how we can use public relations to promote our solid minerals in the country. That's what we're going to be discussing.
Why solid minerals?
And you know, year in, year out, we pick an area.
Okay.
We talk about it. We pick another area. Because see, public relations is something that assists every sector. In education, public relations assists you.
Yes.
To explain why your child should be in school. To explain why a lecturer should do his work at the right time. To explain why students should be in class. Public relations will do that for you. Oh, what about aviation? Great, we use PR in aviation as well. In every sector of the economy, public relations is needed. In the health sector, the same thing happens, okay? Public relations is there. So in every sector needs PR. So this year, we are picking solid minerals. Another year, we may pick another area. Another year, we'll pick another area.
Well, I think this would really push me. I might have to do a roll call of some of these agencies I know,
Okay.
and possibly bring them to, so that you reach out to them, advocate
Okay.
to them,
Okay.
because most of them are my friends and colleagues, and I won't want them sanctioned so
Okay.
that they can really get registered. But you
Okay.
talked about solid minerals,
Yes.
and like Ruth rightly mentioned
Yeah.
about solid minerals. I know one thing that the present administration is talking about in its 8 key presidential priority areas is the need to really diversify away from, we know what...
Oil and gas.
Yeah, oil and gas. We know what bad PR has done in the oil and gas sector, even right from the days of the military era to what we even have nowadays. Now that we're talking about solid minerals, to what extent can we make solid minerals possibly elevated, not hyping this time, but really getting experts, even in the solid minerals industry, to get certified and speak the blow the trumpet, like they say. If you don't blow the trumpet, who's going to blow it for you?
Yeah, that's true. Now, what we have to do for those of us in public relations, we are not technical people, we are not solid minerals people, but we can allow them ride on the back of our communication expertise, okay, to get it out there. Number one, what kind of solid minerals do we have in our country? Which state has this? Is it Kogi State? Is it Niger State? Is it Sokoto State? What do they have in these places? Drawing the attention of government to them, drawing the attention of people outside the country to them. In the diaspora, we have a lot of our people who want to invest. When public relations talks about this, people, their eyes will be open and say, oh, something is happening in this place. And we have some parts of the country where we have complained, where people have complained that the minerals are being mined illegally.
Yes,
okay,
that's for
so
sure.
it's also what we are going to be looking at. We're going to draw their attention of government to it. We're going to mention places so that the right thing will be done. And when the right thing will be done, I tell you, what we are getting from oil and gas is small.
You know,
Okay,
when
it's
you
more,
when
yeah.
you were just talking about how many minerals that I think the last count was more than 40 something, if I'm correct. Even more, the numbers are
more,
increased
yeah,
because there are
sure,
more
sure,
minerals that have
sure,
been discovered.
sure.
I think the 40 something was years ago.
Okay.
Now more have been discovered.
Okay.
And we've seen the efforts by the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development. Now, I'm not the PR for the ministry.
We actually have a correspondent here in to
Okay,
do that.
yes.
So we've seen the effort,
Yeah.
let's say, for the federal government
Yeah.
now. Solid minerals is a big deal for Nigeria.
Yeah.
So are you going to carry the ministry along? Because there's a lot that is yet to be harnessed
Okay.
in that sector
Okay.
that needs to be put out there.
Okay, very well. Every ministry, not just that ministry, like I said, everybody needs PR. Every ministry, every MDA, okay, needs PR. Because now, see, if you are even doing well, people may not know you are doing well, and that is where PR comes in. PR is about you have performed, then there should be publicity for what you're doing.
Yeah.
In 1998, I was going to be speaking at a program, and the people I was going to talk to, they weren't PR people, but I needed to explain public relations to them. So I thought about how would I break this thing so that they would understand. And I came up with what I now call the public relations equation, which says GP plus AP is equal to PR. GP means good performance. AP means adequate publicity. So the organization should do its work well, and the PR person should publicize what the organization is doing. Because you may be doing well, people may not know. Look at our country. We are talking of over 200 million people. Nobody wakes up because of your company and say, hey, what is there? What are they doing there? No, everybody wakes up to find his own daily bread. So if you come to my space, my media space, I can see what you're doing. But if you're not there, I'm not it's not my business. I just go do my thing, okay? So that is what public relations does. We draw the attention of the people. Look at what is happening here. Okay, look at what is happening
So,
here.
but I'm just curious, is it going by the choice for solid minerals as a theme for this year? Is it born out of a fact or from assessment, of that not projecting enough of what we have in the country and what needs to be harnessed?
Sure.
Okay.
What we're trying to do is to drum, okay, make some noise. Am I communicating with you? Let people know it. Let the attention of people be drawn to it. Let's refine legally, okay, and not crudely. Because when it is done, when it's not properly done, we don't get what we should get from it. The government is not getting what it should get from it. Even the community is endangered. We have plenty of people fighting in the place because it's just done anyhow. Okay, and thank God that this government is talking about doing it properly. So NIPR is saying, okay, let's try to give the government a voice. That's why we are talking about it.
So are you going to carry communities along? Because these minerals we're talking about are embedded in these communities. Are you going to have an engagement with them? Because it's a week, one week program.
Okay, by the time public relations people in different sectors of the economy talk about this, we discuss it, it now goes down to the people in that sector to keep running it. Because when we go back, everybody will now face his own business. Okay, but now it means we have sensitized the people. The people in solid mineral will now say, "Oh, this has been mentioned. This has been mentioned. What are we going to do about it?" So that is what we're doing. Yeah.
Well, Dr. Yeneye, it's interesting to know you talked about this solid minerals or thing. Myself and Ruth were at the spokesperson summit of 2025.
Yeah.
And one of the key points for us was the lecture by Taiwo Idili.
On the tax?
Yes.
Okay.
And
it was an expose.
Exactly. The way he was able to break it down, almost everyone there understood the perspective the government was coming from and what it really meant for the people. Yeah. Now, that's just a subset of millions of Nigerians.
Yeah.
And I think it was Professor Okey or Dr. Nelia could have put it through to him.
Okay.
That he hopes...
Professor Okey?
Yes.
Professor
that he hopes they're working
Okey.
on getting explanation of these tax reforms in different dialects in the country.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you meet some people, you speak in English, and they just look at you like, you don't finish. because you're not communicating with them.
Yeah.
So how do we take this to the AGM of NIPR now? This that we're about to do with solid minerals, to ensure that we'll speak the language to the people so they understand what it means.
Okay.
Okay, just before you reply to that,
Okay.
Dr. Oyene, let's take a break. Let's allow you ponder on your thoughts. We'll be back.
Okay, thank you.
What are we doing as a nation to first of all settle our teeming populace, especially the
NTA's political package with a third eye on the nation's political scene. I am Fisa Ogunfuyi. Welcome.
You have to be very careful giving space to people who are obviously sponsored to further the agenda of some other groups.
There's a lot of questions. A lot of questions in a closed door sessions. Some of these issues, some of the problems bedeviling of their.
In fact, between June 1st and July 17, 19-point-something billion has left the coffers of the NDDC.
I can say my constituency, they need everything because we don't have anything.
A method for digital literacy is a bot that you can use, you can interact to learn more about digital literacy.
Hello, it's our pleasure to have you join us on platform. I'm Ruth Aguwele.
What is the yardstick for measuring everybody's moral integrity? It's critical at this point in time.
How daunting has that been for the Institute in getting them abreast with all the legislative procedures?
The fact remains that one training workshop is not enough.
All right, good to have you there. The conversation is public relations and nation building. Dr. Oyene, Ayo just asked the question on how you're going to speak the language of these people you're trying to communicate with, using the tax reform that was, dissected during the spokesperson summit.
Okay, I want to appreciate you for attending the spokesperson summit, last month. I also want to appreciate you that you have mentioned the fact that it was a very successful program. Thank you very much. Now, let me say this. As public relations people, we are communication specialists. I speak English, but when I get to another area and my stakeholders do not speak English, I will employ the language of that community. The tenant of PR does not say, I must speak that language, but I employ people that will speak that language. To them. And we don't go there because when you speak English, you say, come, are we English people here? So we have people that can speak any dialect because we have people in community and the rest of them. You understand? So that is not a problem. In fact, we are gradually getting to a level where we are even saying that some of the policies and the rest of them, they should also be interpreted in local dialect in notes that people can read in their own dialects. So public relations people, we know this, and we are doing that. So we will not go to a community where they don't speak English, and we speak English.
For these solid minerals in particular, start combating the issue of those illegal miners and the need for the communities to arise to the dangers of illegal mining, because some of them do not know.
They don't know. And that is what we intend to achieve through this program.
I asked if there will be community engagement because it's a week program. I'm sure that's where Ayo is coming from. If part of the activities will be community engagement where you speak the language they understand.
Yes, actually there will be community engagement. We're inviting a lot of people to come there. But now after that program is when speaking the dialect of the people in the different places where the solid minerals are, where people are mining them illegally. That is when the real work will now be done. What we're doing at the conference is to sensitize the people, to talk about those dangers, to push public relations people, to push our community, and people working in different parts of the country say, this is what is going on, and this is what should be going on. And the government will also be happy if we do that, because we're also assisting the government at the same time we are assisting ourselves.
You know, I asked you earlier, Dr. Ine, if you're working in synergy with the Ministry of Solid Minerals.
We are working in synergy with every ministry.
Are they going to be part of this event?
Very well. Very well. In fact, a lot of organizations, ministry, and they've been paying, they are sponsoring their members to attend the program.
Okay, so very critical now. It's good to carry every Nigerian along through effective communication, but particularly the youths.
Yeah.
And you are the chairman of PR professionals in tertiary institutions. So I want to believe that you're doing a fantastic job at a tertiary level. But what is the kind of impact you're getting back? It's beyond the Nigeria annual general meeting. The basis, I want to believe, is to see the impact even after that, you know, reflected in the populace.
Okay. Yeah, the Institute gave me an assignment, the council gave me an assignment, that is as the chairman of the public relations professionals in tertiary institutions. So I work with every public relations professional, every spokesperson in tertiary institutions, universities, colleges of education, polytechnics, okay? So those are my people, we work together, we are in the same group. Now we have been talking with ourselves. You know, universities, colleges of education and all other schools, they are communities on their own. And that's one of the things we have been telling ourselves in that community, okay, is that these young people, okay, they are the future of this country. Yeah. And what we do with them matters a lot. So we are challenging ourselves as public relations people working in tertiary institutions, okay, to ensure that we listen to them, to ensure that we give them the space to complain. It's not wrong for somebody to complain, okay? To also ensure that our lecturers, our admin staff also listen to the students. You know, I taught for about 16 years, okay, at the higher level school, okay? And before I left, I noticed something in schools, okay, because I had to contend with my colleagues who were lecturers. Okay, a lot of lecturers, even admin staff, would believe that students are just disturbing us. I said, no. They are my customers. If they are not in school, you are finished. No government will, see, schools are built. I've not seen any school built for lecturers. Say, oh, there are people who do not have job as teachers, so let's build schools for them. No, schools were built for students. So it is their own. We have been called in to offer some services. So let's offer it well. Let's listen. Let's talk with them. And every lecturer, every teacher, every administrative staff was once a student. So this one that we have now, let's listen to them. Let's communicate with them.
You know why I asked that question? Like you said, the youths are the future of the country. And if we're saying we're blessed with these resources in our country, how knowledgeable are these youths? Even if they are, do they believe in the country? Do they believe in the development that will, ensue?
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Are the youths going to be carried along? What is the impact and aftermath?
Okay, let me quickly say this. The NIPR ceases tomorrow. And that is why in the institute now we even have special group for youths. We call it the Youth Hub. Okay, so it means they have their own sector. They have their own, they have their coordinator at the national level. They have at the state level as well, okay? Because now, like I said, I've put in about, I've been a member of NIPR for about 36 years. And there are some of our members who are just 25 years, who are just 30 years, okay? I may not relate well, they may not really understand me, but when people of their age, they're doing the same thing, they're doing the same social media talk, they will understand themselves better. Yeah. So the institute created that sector so that they can be talking to themselves. You understand? So we are carrying them along. Okay? In fact, if you go to our website, if you put it, youth, you see stuff that youths are doing. They're having their own meeting and the rest of them. And we know that, see, not just the youths, women, men, and the rest of them, until you push the people, until you show the people what strength they carry, what potential they have. They may not know it. And the NIPR is doing that. That is why we have created the Youth Hub.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously, that would really encourage mentorship and, of course, training. And
Yesterday, yes, it was yesterday, we had a program, okay, and somebody raised this issue about mentorship. Okay, we had the meeting, our president, okay, and the vice president had the meeting with all the fellows. Okay, it was online, okay, and somebody raised this issue of mentorship, okay, and the president was talking about it, the need for us to keep mentoring these people. I remember saying something at the meeting in the morning, because we have another one in the morning, we call it the pre-conference webinar, okay. Like when you were asking me that, oh, is this thing not too far for? I said, no, for 1 month, we'll be talking about this before we go to you, okay? The pre-conference webinar, okay, I was saying that, see, the youths are very important. And they should seek for mentors. We are there, okay? But even if they don't come to us, we'll go to them. I've done it severally, and some of my colleagues have done it. After the meeting, we just go to a younger person. Oh, hello, how are you? What's your name? Where do you work? Say, I'm so. Oh, this is my card. We can talk, so that we can mentor them. And I even said yesterday that even if nobody has come to you, you walk up to somebody. Maybe you like somebody, and that's about mentorship. Yeah. You just see somebody when he talks at the institute, when he talks at our meeting, what he writes, his book you have read. Just, I like this man. I like this woman. Walk up to him and say, oh, sir, my name is so-so. I would like you to mentor me. We're doing that in the institute. We're doing it very well.
Well, I think that just brought out some of the next set of questions I wanted to ask,
okay.
Which is about generational engagement. That's what I term it to be.
Okay.
Because for many years now, we've seen youth, in quotes, below 35, 18 to 35, that's how they're categorized in the country, believing that the major problem why they're where they are is because of what those leaders have done, that they perpetually kept them in this place where they are. And so many times it has led to the demarketing of themselves, the society they live in, and Nigeria at large. Now, beyond mentorship, if they don't come to us, we're going to meet them. Just permit me a little more to just break it down.
Okay.
As a millennial myself, I can easily approach a Gen Z and speak the language of a Gen Z to he or she, and he or she's going to understand me.
Yeah.
But most times I find it difficult, or baby boomers are those born between 1946 and 1964, might not find it easier to talk to a Gen Z. Now, how do we bridge these gaps to ensure that generationally there could be a seamless flow of transition of knowledge and also mentorship?
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. I would like to say this. Now, I've been telling people this, and I will say it again. The people who refer to others, they say, oh, they are old schools. They are not wrong. If you are old school, you are old school. If you call me old school, it's yes, I'm old school, I'm already 60, okay? So I'm old school.
Yeah.
Okay? But one thing is that the new school cannot stand on their own.
That's true.
The new school needs the old school. Just like the old school needs the new school.
Symbiotic relationship.
Yes. I was telling somebody something happened. I was telling the guy, okay, I said, see, do you know at the point, if I wanted to read my Bible, I will not read it on my phone. I will not read it on my laptop. You know why? To carry my children along, I would rather use the hard copy.
And sit them down.
Because when you carry your phone, they think you are playing. They think you are playing games, you are whatever. But because of them, I will use hard copy so that you see that you read his Bible. So you read yours as well. So that is how to bridge this gap. You understand? So for old
Leadership
schools,
by
yes,
example.
old schools, try to understand the language of the new school. I was invited to speak at the school to their students, okay? I wore a face cap. Because if you put this one now, you're old school. You understand? Face cap with my jeans and my t-shirt, not this one, not my suit. Am I communicating with you? So you need us. We also need you. But I'm very happy about what is happening in our country. I've traveled a lot, okay? And I see that Nigerian youth are wonderful persons, okay? They respect us. They ask questions. But one thing I want to say, parents out there, don't get annoyed when they ask us, say,
parenting.
even when we're young, we never ask our father a question. The time has changed.
Okay, very important that I know the PR, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations always project and always speak about is the Nigerian image.
Yeah.
So the Nigerian Public Relations Week, I want to believe part of why your theme is on the solid minerals is to project the Nigerian image,
Yes.
to sell our resources to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So who is qualified to be part of this?
Okay. Now, this meeting is in two, let's look at two parts of it. The opening ceremony, okay, and the first shot, okay, it's for everybody. So all public relations practitioners from different parts of the country will be coming. Then our CEOs, our top members of management are usually invited to opening ceremonies of our program so that they can get an understanding of what public relations is, what we do, how we do it, and the rest of them. So they will also be there, okay? We are expecting the Minister of Information and National Orientation will be there, okay? The Governor of Akwa Ibom will be there. And now sometime when we have this program, we also have governors from neighboring states who will come over. Then we also have ministers who are friendly ministers, okay? They are friends of our minister. They will also come around. So we have a lot of people, not just public relations people, coming around, okay? So at the opening ceremony and the first shot at the opening ceremony. So it's open to all of these people.
Is it free? Because I know there's usually a price tag to these
Okay,
things.
now for opening ceremony, okay, it's usually free. We don't charge people to attend opening ceremony because we want across to them. We want them to understand the arts and the social science of public relations. But now for our members and for those who will be taking all the days, okay, it's not free. They've got to pay. In fact, a lot of people have paid. When I did my own registration online, I noticed I was 544. Okay,
Wow.
my number was 544 because as you do your stuff, you see that, oh, you are coming in, this is your number. So the person that will come after me now will be 545. Okay, and it goes on and on and on.
How
Okay.
much are we talking about?
Yeah, if you go to the website, you see it, but it's now 104,000 for the 5 days.
So that's for members exclusive, or what about for the general public who want to be part of the event for the 1 week and not just the opening ceremony?
Yes, for those who want to attend the whole of it, the non-members are paying a little above what the members are paying. So everything is on our website. Just type Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, it pop-ups.
It's interesting to know how much NIPR is doing and the efforts that they are putting in place. But I would just possibly want to see more, particularly in some of the aspects of Nigeria's diplomacy, media diplomacy, sports diplomacy, because we've seen sportsmen and women who do not have PR managers, and then they go out there, just one question and then it's a wrong answer, and then the whole ministry or the commission is battling with it. So I just want to see more of engagement, particularly those who represent the country, either the sports way or different platforms, to be aware and emotionally intelligent about what to say and what not to say. I think that would just do it for me ahead of the General Assembly.
Okay, Ayo, you are already talking like a public relations person. See,
I said
yeah. You know, see, everybody, that's why when we started, it's not only organizations that need public relations, even individuals. Politicians have understood this. Many of them, they have their spokesperson. Okay, so the moment you are becoming a great brand, you need a public relations person. There are questions you'll be asked that you should not answer. There is a way to answer. But now, if you are just on your own, you mess it up.
Okay.
Okay. So once again, I want to appreciate you. But let me quickly say this: your program, that's the Nigeria Public Relations Week, will start on the 19th and will end on the 24th in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Everyone is invited. There will be a lot of things. Papers will be presented. We're going gaming. Okay, we're going to see a side attraction. That's a tourism attraction. You know, that place is very beautiful.
Oh yes, it is.
We use a very beautiful
yes,
place.
It is a
so I'm inviting all of us. Okay, let's come, especially public relations practitioners around the country. If you see any public relations person in a state, within 19th and 24th, send him to Uyo. Every public relations person must be in Uyo between 19th and 24th of May.
Thank you very much, Dr. Peter Oyeneye. Thank you so much for your time. He's a fellow of the NIPR and also chairman Conference of Public Relations Professionals in Tertiary Institutions. We wish the NIPR all the best. We'll continue to lend our voice, our own advocacy to ensure that activities of the Institute is well projected.
Thank you very much, Ruth. Thank you very much, Ayo. And thank you, viewers.
All right, and our own PR professional, Ayo Deji Makinde.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
Ruth.
you so much for
Anytime,
being on
Ruth.
platform.
Anytime,
Thank
Ruth.
you.
Appreciate as well.
All right, so we've been talking public relations and nation building. You're not a PR professional if you're not certified. Just do the needful because communication is very powerful and what you say can either make or mar. So let's do the needful. And that's Platform. I'm Ruth Aguilera.